What's up guys, DIY Salvage Guy here, and today we're going to be learning as we go with a strut mount install. What we're going to be doing is taking apart the strut and showing you guys how to replace a strut and also the entire strut mount as well. So if you guys are new here, thank you guys for being here. Subscribe down below, turn on those post notifications, learn alongside me, like this video as well. Thank you guys for being here, and make sure that you guys just let me know how you guys did if you do attempt this yourself. So before we get to the mods, the first thing I want to do is get to whatever is the issue under the steering wheel. I'm going to try to get as close as possible to the noise, and I'm going to turn the wheel, so hopefully you guys can hear it. So I'm pretty sure it's this strut mount. Alright guys, today we are going to get this strut mount off. So it looks like there's a couple bolts. We already got the top part off, the strut brace. So we are going to be working down below. As you can see, we have the tire off already. The strut mount, hey buddy, we think is the problem that's making the noise. My alignment is a little off as well. But we are hoping that it's just a strut mount. We ordered one up. We're not going to have it till tomorrow, but what we can do is at least start this process now. So there's a couple bolts we have to remove. Looks like we have to remove this piece. We have 2 bolts here. And okay, so there's like 4 or 5 bolts that we have to take out. So what I'm going to do is, while I'm taking out some of them, I'm going to spray them up with some rust penetrant. I doubt these things were ever taken off or anything, so here's one. Spray that one up. That way we're all sprayed up. And we're going to start with our 10mm. And our 17mm wrench. Pull that in the back. Let's see if we can get this on off. And there's one under that as well, but before we go and remove that, I'm going to jack up the wheel just so that it's not hanging down by anything. Alright, looks like we're good with that now. 2 18s. That's pretty much done here, guys. We just have our clip right back here. Just a standard push-in retainer clip. Now this whole thing is completely disconnected. This whole thing should be able to come out now. Now last thing we got to do is take those 4 bolts off already. Took the strut mount brace off already, so we have 2 left. As soon as we take that out, it's going to fall down. So we're going to do it. We have the control arm kind of jacked up under there, so we should be okay. And there we go. All right, we're just going to test it real quick, make sure that that noise is what we thought it was. So the noise is gone. What we need to do here, the strut is a very simple design. You got basically a shock with a spring and a mounting location, and it's all held together by this bolt up here, which maintains the pressure of this spring. So now what I need to do, well, first off, if I was to remove this nut without locking the spring into place, I would have some serious issues. Now, removing springs like this are dangerous. It's very dangerous to do this, so make sure that you guys are safe with it. Make sure you guys are using the proper equipment. So, thing to note is how this sits. Spring always sits on the end, and it sits on the end here as well. So this should be pretty simple for us since we're not replacing the strut or anything. We're only replacing the mount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock this into place. I'm going to keep it compressed with the spring compressor that I have. And then carefully I'm going to remove this nut, take off the mounting plate completely, and then we will put the new one back on. So before we do that, so what we're gonna be using is this Maddox from Harbor Freight. Very cheap. There are more expensive options out there. I've used one of the more expensive options. It did not work. This did. Pretty basic design. You got a screw. All right, so I just want to point out that I use the impact gun to kind of compress this strut a little bit more. So now this is extremely loose and wobbly. Alright guys, so I sprayed it up with some PB Blaster. What actually worked for me, I held it with a 10mm socket on the outside, and I got a 21mm wrench, and I kind of just put it in here, and I held it and I turned. Obviously I used the ratchet when I did it, but this is going to go back on like so. Alright, so important to note, this is how it is on the other side. We have this piece facing out. So as you guys can see, wheel turns, there is no more discernible noise. So it was the strut mount. We are done with this car for now. That's gonna do it for today's episode, guys. We did the strut mount. It was super simple. Make sure you guys have the proper tools because this can be very, very dangerous. You guys are compressing a very large spring, so make sure you guys are safe. Turn on those post notifications if you guys enjoyed it. Like down below. Thank you guys for being here. Hopefully you guys learned something and you guys will pick up a wrench, buy a car, do whatever you need to do. Try to become a DIY salvage guy yourself.